I'm Jeff Richardson with Dog Training Online. We're here at Robbie Richardson's ranch, and we're going to visit about the Rodears. Thanks for having us, Robbie.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
So the Rodears, we're in 2023, and you guys are going through a bit of a transition with some classes, and I wanted to get with you, and so our viewers know and the participants know what classes they should enter and how that looks for this upcoming year.
Yeah, so we're trying to just move forward like everything, try to grow and expand. So we've changed our classes around from last year where we had the non-pro is now the Stockman, similar to an intermediate type class.
Yeah.
We still have the open and the green dog class. The green dog's an aged event class.
Okay.
Novice class. Also entered, we just started the Lucky Dog, the 3D Lucky Dog class.
Yeah, so tell me about that class, because most people won't be familiar with that.
So this is just kind of a new idea that we're trying, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a modeled off of some of the sortings and barrel racing and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is anybody with any dog can enter the class.
Okay.
And it's a good spot where if you want to get an extra run on an open dog or a young dog,
okay,
it's another class where you could get some time in the arena, get the miles on them.
Okay.
But where the trick is in the payout. So we'll just use a 15 dog class to keep the math simple.
Okay.
The 1D division will be first, whatever your payout might be, first and second in the 1D. Then we will divide that into 3 spots. So we'll jump down to number 6, and that will pay the second D, 1 or 2 spots, however the host decides. And then the third D would be like 11th and 12th. Okay. Is that pretty clear?
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah, so if you're getting 15 in it, you're going to pay out 6 checks, but they're going to be spaced out through that.
Yep, and the checks and the amounts will vary slightly with the hosts and how the payouts and the entry fees all line up.
Yeah.
As to every host, but what that'll do is all the open dogs, when they're competing, they're still going to end up competing against each other. The Stockman type dogs will end up competing right in that middle group, and the novice dogs will end up competing in that group. But it is kind of a lucky dog class. If somebody has a little bit of a mess up, you still got that chance for a check, and you still got to go run your dog, compete, and have a little, have some fun and maybe get a check.
Yeah. So the course and everything's going to look just like it did for most of the day. Like it's very, very similar.
Yep, it'll be a similar deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Real similar, but just a good spot where, there's so many folks that have dogs that, open handlers that have dogs that might not fit in the open, but they want to run them, and they could enter and still have a chance at winning a check.
So it doesn't really, this class will have no effect on their eligibility for their other classes.
Not in the Rodear. I can't say for all the associations.
Right, for the other associations. But as far as y'all are concerned in the Rodear, novice runs it or open it, it's not going to change their position in the classes that they enter.
Nope, it's just a jackpot fun class. We're not keeping year-end points. It's not going to be at the finals. It's just a fun class to try to give somebody a chance to run their dog and have some fun. Okay.
You mentioned the finals. Tell me about y'all's finals.
So we're really excited. We have Mars Equestrian as our title sponsor again this year. They've done it the last several years. They've been really great to us. We're going to have the finals at the NRCHA Snaffle Bit Fraternity, and the tentative date is going to be October 8th. We'll get to have our finals at the Will Rogers again, which is quite the deal. I don't know if they've seen the live feed or if you've been there. It's quite the place and the destination to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you're in the horses and dogs or anything, that's the place to get to.
They got vendors. They've got everything. It's a fun trip and good time.
Yeah. So how many dogs will compete in the finals? How do you get qualified for the finals?
So in our regular classes, the open, Stockman, green dog.
Okay.
We're going to take the top 20 in the national points.
Yeah.
But this year we've divided the nation into 3
regions. Yeah, yes sir.
And so some of these regions aren't going to be able to put on as many Rodears as the other. Right. So what we've also done is if you're not in the top 20 of the nation, but you're in the top 5 of your region, we're going to go ahead and invite them to come to our finals also.
Nice.
And then we're going to have the top 10 novice class. We're going to have the finals at the preliminaries.
Okay.
But they're going to conclude at the end of the preliminaries. Being at the Will Rogers and that facility, we're in kind of a little bit of a time crunch, so we don't want to overdo our time. But
so there's a preliminary qualifying finals, I guess, and then you'll take how many will go back to the finals at the snaffle bet?
I believe 5 from each class.
5 each class. Okay.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, very good. So we have the open, that's your highest level, of course, for in there, and then the Stockman. So what's the Stockman class? Like, who's that for?
It's kind of the equivalent of the intermediate to all the other classes.
Okay.
It's people that have graduated out of the novice class but aren't quite ready for the open. So it'd be equivalent to an intermediate.
Mm-hmm. And any handler wanting to show in the Stockman, they can show any dog. It doesn't matter if the dog's been showed in the open before, or is it okay for them to show any dog? If they go buy a dog, they can show in the Stockman.
They can go buy it. Yep. And in the Rodear, we like to give people a little more leeway. We're not as tight on the staying in the division. If a Stockman ever wanted to step up into the open and try the open, they're still allowed to do that.
Okay, so
but that will foul you up in the other association, so you got to look into that.
Yeah, that would. So, if they just want to do the Rodear and they're comfortable with just staying in that setting, then you're going to let them move from the Stockman to open, and in the next trial they go to, they enter Stockman again. It wouldn't upset the balance of the classes.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to allow that, and
nice.
But anybody who wins either the first or second in the national points or at our finals, we will bump out of the Stockman class.
Okay.
If you've got to that level, we feel you're going to have to be bumped up into the
So that's
open.
a compulsory move up for that.
Yes,
for that.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice. And how's a novice work in that? Are you moving novices up also?
Yep. If you win first or second in the national points or the finals, we're going to have to bump you up a little bit.
Right.
Just try to keep everybody pushing themselves and trying to become better handlers. Yeah,
and competing in there, and the handlers they're competitive with, and not kind of ruining the class by.
Yes, sir.
Too good. Yeah, absolutely. How's a person get involved in the Rodear? What do y'all have a website? Or
we have a website, rodearamerica.com, and we have a Facebook page. Just get a hold of us, Robbie Richardson on Facebook. You can get a hold of me anytime, or I think there's some numbers on the Facebook page. And
is there a board of directors? How's this association ran?
So we do have a board of directors right now. It's me, myself, Burl Newton, Sherry Matthews, and Dennis Taylor.
Okay.
And we just added David Henry to the board.
Okay.
So that's a new exciting thing. I think David's going to bring a lot of good stuff to our Rodear board.
Yeah, and I noticed on the Rodear schedule that you all have quite a few Rodear scheduled more on the East Coast now too. Kind of having some growth out there in that area.
Seems like the East Coast is a big hot spot. There's a lot of, I don't know if they're sheepdog trialers or NCA trialers or what it is, but it seems like the East Coast is hot on wanting to be horseback and go to some Rodears.
Nice, that's very good. Yeah, I like some nice ones on the schedule, and of course I'm in Texas here, so you all have quite a few in our area too. I think Greenville's already had several, and probably has several more on the schedule.
Yes, they do. Yes, sir.
So what's in store looking down the road for this association? What are we looking at in the future? Where are we going?
Well, Rodear, we're just trying to grow and expand. We've got some awesome sponsors, and the dog world is so small. We're trying to get everything where it lines up, and hopefully we could get some more collaboration between some associations, maybe line some stuff up good. And I can't say anything for sure yet, but we're going to do everything we can to keep this Rodear growing and expanding and putting on some good competitions with some good handlers and good dogs, and trying to promote good stockmanship and just get it growing. And
so you think there could be, you're looking at maybe some co-sanctioning with some other associations, maybe to get along,
I hope so, yeah. We can't say anything for sure. We're going to have discussions and do whatever we can, but the pool of dog handlers is so small. We gotta all work together, and
Yes, always.
all the associations need to be on the same page if we can, and
Yes.
try to get together.
I agree. Well, we look forward to finishing out this year. You've got off to a good start, and I think the changes look like they're really having a nice effect, and the trials have been for pretty good size. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this year progress, see what y'all have in store for the rest of it.
It's exciting. We all just have to keep moving forward and growing, and see what we could do, and see what we could do to make it better.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having us, Robbie. Appreciate it. All right.